And we're back with Chris Brooks, Ned Bubeck, and Stan Hannell on Shades of Green Talk Show on KDWN 720 AM. And I'm your host, Paul Ira. I wanted to talk a little bit today also about who's here and why we're qualified to talk about Shades of Green. I'm a certified energy manager and a certified carbon reduction manager, and I work in the field of energy conservation, efficiency, and renewable energy. I am a business developer developing projects for performance contracting, work with municipalities, universities, hospitals, school districts. I'd like to have Chris Brooks talk a little bit about his background and why he's qualified to talk about Shades of Green.
Oh, well, thank you. I started as a apprentice electrician many years ago. And I was working in the gas pipeline and electrical distribution field, and then I got involved in large construction on the Strip, central plants and electrical systems for casinos. And right around 99, 2000, if you recall, there was a California energy crisis, and we had some interesting policies here in the state of Nevada that created quite a bit of interest in me and the policies around energy, and I got involved in the renewable energy field. And I went out looking for a company to help me do some solar electric, and no company existed within hundreds of miles, none in Nevada. And so I started a company in 2000, late 2000, early 2001, that did solar electric systems, and through that just got very involved in policy around energy and involved with the Nevada legislature and the Public Utilities Commission. And as I grew my company and eventually sold it and went on to work in utilities and other things, I've stayed very involved with that process. And so it's, energy has just been the only job I've ever had in one form or another. And so I'm just taking that knowledge to the Nevada legislature, and I just look at it as another way to help advance that energy policy in the state.
That's great. And I know we need that kind of experience up there in legislation so that they've got someone they can lean on who actually knows what they're talking about and is not a politician. So no offense there, Chris. Now you're in that arena with those folks. Stan Hannell, tell us a little bit about electric vehicles and what is it you know about electric vehicles that brings you to the table today? And welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you, Paul. Yeah, wow. I wish I could hope I'm worthy of that. Basically, yeah, I started as an electronic technician, so a little bit different from a apprentice electrician, somebody that works on electronics, and I tested PC boards in the Silicon Valley for about 20 years, and then also got involved with a bunch of startup companies, and along the way, I found this organization called the Electric Auto Association, and they actually started up out of the Silicon Valley about 50 years ago, 1967, and gained more members in the 70s. Don't know if you remember the OPEC oil embargo, where we actually, if you're our age, we actually had gasoline lines in order to get gasoline from the pumps. And so after that time, the organization kind of took off, and there's about 60 chapters across the country. There was an active one in the Silicon Valley that started out of the HP area, but there's also about 4 others that kind of ring the Bay Area there. And there happened to be a very active group here in Las Vegas. So when I moved up here in 2000, I found this group of guys that were already doing some really advanced things. There was actually, before there was a Tesla Gigafactory, there was Electra Motors from 1979 to 82, and they made about 1,000 electric cars on Valley View Drive in Las Vegas here, basically taking old actually new Datsun vehicles and pulling all the gasoline parts out and converting them to electric vehicles. And these were handy. The range wasn't great. They had maybe a 40-mile range. They were DC battery systems. But it was a pioneering companies, and the people in the local Las Vegas Electric Vehicle Association came out of that company, and were also other independent builders. So a lot of the guys at that time, we were just taking cars mostly and just converting them into electric. And then the first ones started to come along in this area. So we had the Chevy Volt and the Nissan Leaf, and now it looks like it's exploding exponentially. So looking forward to, I just went to the CES show this last week, and just tremendous things going on over there that I'll hopefully talk about later.
That's great. Thanks, Stan. And Annette Bubeck from Green Alliance. Tell us a little bit about Green Alliance and your background in the energy fields and your experience.
Well, good morning. Thank you. And I just have to say I'm really, really excited about the Shades of Green radio talk show, which is probably one of our most exciting platforms being produced by the Green Alliance. To give you a little bit background about Green Alliance by itself, we are a 501c3 with the mission of creating sustainability awareness through various platforms. We have marketing campaigns, we have seminars, educational courses, we have monthly events which have special guests. We have just a great portfolio of programs, and by bringing the Shades of Green, that is, I feel, is more exciting than anything, because now we serve as a conduit from the sustainable community and all of the exciting invigorating legislation that's going to happen this session. We bring that information to the community, which I think is a missing piece to going forward with sustainable programs and just making better choices.
Great. If someone wanted to join Green Alliance, how would they do that?
Well, that's easy to do. They just go to greenalliancenv.org and click on Become a Member and go ahead and sign in. You can become a member through just being an individual enthusiast like those of us around the table, or if you have a business that you want to network and create some brand recognition, you can also join as a member and become part of the network. But what's really exciting, Paul, is we have about 45 to 50 like-minded organizations throughout the state of Nevada and also nationally that come together to help create this alliance. And what we have is that common thread of green. No matter what shade it is, we have that common thread of green, and that's what makes our organization a little bit different, because we're a collaborative group.
Yeah, they say there's over 1,000 shades of green, so I guess you could join Green Alliance and see what shade you might be. What would be some of the major benefits of being a member of Green Alliance?
Well, I think we take a lot of pride in the connectivity. We connect business to business. We connect business to consumers. And our tagline is Connect, Discover, Thrive. That's exactly what we do. We connect you, we educate you, and through the connections and the networks that you make, through the different platforms that the Green Alliance offers, we get really excited, because the end goal is that we all prosper and we all thrive as a community and as individual businesses.
So a member could join Green Alliance and achieve some good networking then?
Oh, absolutely. It's some of the funnest networking that I've yet to be seen happens at the Green Alliance events.
Well, I understand you have an event coming up on the 19th of January from 6 to 8 o'clock at Seeley's Restaurant.
Yeah.
You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Well, what's really fun is we actually have Chris Brooks that's going to be part of the panel discussion. And it's essentially a forum. And what we're going to be discussing is, now that we've gone through all of our elections, everybody's in their seat. We're bringing a panel together to talk about what is it that we can start to expect about policy and energy. How's it going to impact Nevada specifically? Obviously, we have our new elections as a presidential election and all of the national, but we have state and we have local. So the conversation is going to be around that. How is the 2016 election going to impact us here in Nevada? We believe the sky isn't falling in energy, and so we have some special guests coming.
So I understand the program is called The Sky Isn't Falling, and don't forget we've got a wonderful buffet at Seeley's. The food there is great. Right. The cost is $25 for members and $30 for non-members. We're approaching the bottom of the hour, so we're going to take a quick break here, and then we're going to get back and talk a little more with Chris Brooks and legislation and things we can do to save and conserve energy going forward.